Carl, are you ready?
You ready?
Yep, Carl's
You ready?
Are you
Everyone's
recording?
ready.
Everyone's
Let's
ready.
do
All right,
this.
ready?
Is it? Yeah.
Just shut up, guys. I'm gonna get in my zone. Ma.
You're just clapping. Can you leave this alone?
I'm excited. I've never been given so much responsibility in my life.
Clap.
Okay.
Your hands aren't where the camera can see. Up, there you go. Sideways.
Yeah, like a big whale. Yeah,
There
that's
you
it. Perfect. Welcome to Almost Therapeutic. Tonight we're talking about all things ADHD. And with me on the panel we have...
Aiden.
And
Ben.
Connor.
And the reason we have Aiden and Ben and Connor, Aiden is doing his...
Psych degree.
Yep, so he's my right-hand man and has an interest in psychology and also is going to run some technical stuff for us. We have Ben. Ben, you're here as a very special guest tonight.
Yeah, I'm the person who doesn't know what he has, but I'm a tradesperson. Like I'm a plumber, so this is exciting.
Yeah, Ben's a tradie, and that's an awesome thing, but we also have a suspicion, the three of us who know you pretty well, that you might have ADHD.
Yeah.
Is that a surprise to you?
Oh, nah.
Yeah.
It used to be.
It used to be, and then I started hanging with you. You go,
Oh, I don't have ADHD. and
then-
yes, you do, Ben. No, I don't have ADHD.
Well,
That's exactly
How many times have we brought it up with you that, yeah, that was super ADHD?
yeah. And I'm like, really? I thought that was normal. And then you're like, no, that's not normal. And I'm like, oh, well, goddamn.
Yeah, it turned from really sour to, Ben, you have ADHD. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah. Well, that's only just recently, though. Only just recently we've gone into the whole, I
The
accept
acceptance
that.
mode.
I accept that,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Connor, on the other hand, we know has ADHD because...
Diagnosed.
Because I was diagnosed when I was really young.
And
by yours truly.
And doesn't have as good as Sarah's Ben.
You diagnosed yourself by yours truly?
I think he's giving me the credit for that.
Yeah.
You are him?
So Aiden,
You are.
Aiden Connor's had a journey with ADHD, where he's lived with it. Ben's had a journey with traits that have been potentially ADHD, so we'll sort that out as we go tonight. We might even give you a free diagnosis.
Well, that's good, because I don't have a lot of money right now. 'Cause we just went on a snow trip, so just learned how to snowboard. So that was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How do you know if you have ADHD? Well, this is not scientific, this is not technical, but I love a video clip by...
Nigga Higa. He's a YouTuber, so we're going to start off with that.
Yep.
So we've got.
Just show us a bit in the middle there.
So we're going to start with how to know if you have ADHD.
How to know if you have ADHD.
And you two need to listen to this and see how much of this rings true.
Okay.
See how many of these you can relate to. Go! You meet someone new and then 5 seconds after they've introduced themselves, you already forgot their name. No matter how hard you try to focus, whenever you're reading something like a book or a textbook, you read every single word on the page, you hear every single word in your head, yet 5 pages down the road, you have no idea what's going on or how you got there. You look at someone straight in
And
the
then you
eyes,
gotta flip
rather
back
than
to
paying
that page,
attention
you're
to
like,
what they're
I guess
saying,
I'll
you're trying to decide which eye you normally look at. Is it the left eye or the right
Right
eye?
eye.
Maybe it's the nose.
Or
Or
mouth?
maybe you're supposed to look at the face as a whole, but you already forgot how to do that because now all you see is a bunch of face parts. To you, there's no such thing as sitting still. You don't realize it until someone tells you to stop, but you've either been rapidly shaking your leg, tapping your hands, or nodding your head to music that isn't there, or playing with whatever is currently in your hands, like a cell phone.
So,
Yes.
I was there playing with my jeans.
you were doing it right then?
Yeah, and John looks at me and I'm like, no, I wasn't.
You're allowed. Nobody's judging you.
The reading one is massive. I always think it's part, like, I've been diagnosed dyslexic as well, but, you know, you read one line, you read what the character said, and you're like, and then the other character responds to it, it's like, what
That
is he
didn't make
responding
sense.
to?
That didn't
What
make
is he
sense. And then you
responding
gotta
to?
go back
You
to
gotta
the end.
you read it again. What is he responding to again? I missed it again. And then I go back and read it. I'm like, actually, I don't even know what that word means.
Yeah.
Wait.
Just give up,
What
walk away.
book am I reading?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I really like videos, because I feel like it just works so much better if I can see it.
Yes.
You know, I learn faster, I understand it better if I just watch it or hear it, or someone actually shows me to do it. If it's a book or something where I need to go off by myself and be alone, I struggle with it so much because it's just too quiet, too slow, too boring, and there's a whole world out there I just want to go do something. So like, yeah.
Oh, they're the magic words. Too quiet, too slow, and the big one, too
Boring.
boring. If
Yeah.
I hear that one time, I hear it 1,000 times.
If you had a penny for every time you heard that.
Yeah,
probably
I'd
have,
have
like,
1,000
90
pennies. I don't know how much good that'd do me. But it's just the key thing. It's that sense of this is boring. It's not stimulating me. It's not capturing my brain. Even though it's important, the school teacher wants you to learn it. Your employer wants you to do it. You just cannot commit to it because it's just boring.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like half the trouble half the time is the school teacher doesn't want you to learn it. They're just getting paid to make you learn
Yeah,
it.
well,
So they're just like, you have to, and you're like, I can't.
That's
Like,
what-
you have to. No, I can't. you have to. And it's like, it's boring. And then they go, oh, but you need this for the test. I don't need anything.
Yeah, I
Stop forcing it
found
upon
in
me.
school like there'd just be one teacher or two teachers that actually wanted to be there and actually made it interesting. Where
Yeah.
you'd learn that every other class was just like, I just want to go home.
Okay, well, hang on. What's the difference? What
What's the
makes
difference?
that one or two teacher?
Well, sometimes the subject, like if I'm really interested, that obviously that
Yes,
helps.
Yes.
I don't
but-
even think it's your interest. It's like the teacher has to be
If
interested.
they're just putting off so much passion for something, you're just like, oh, I want a bit of that. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
'cause
why
I remember-
are they so interested in that?
I remember
And-
one of the first ones was one of my science teachers. They're like, oh, cells in plants are alive and they have cells. It's wonderful. I'm like, oh, whatever.
Photosynthesis.
Synthesis. But
yeah.
Then-
That word.
then I was like-
synthesis.
then I was like,
Aiden
You're,
gets
you're
it.
thinking of a girl's name.
Yeah.
There's a surprise. All right, let's talk about some myths about ADHD because I
Alright.
think that we can use this as a framework for you guys to tell us a little bit about what it's like to live with it potentially. Myth number one: all kids with ADHD are hyperactive.
I'm pretty lazy.
Yeah,
Not all of them.
I'm very hyperactive.
Just Ben.
Okay,
Yeah.
you would definitely fit that profile because
Yeah.
you are always on the go. It is like even now, you're wound up.
Yeah, I want to
You're
go
full
do
of
something.
energy.
Yeah.
We will be lucky to keep Ben at this table for 10, 15 minutes
Yeah.
because you're not
100%.
going to want to move.
I've seen Ben almost fall asleep because he's so exhausted,
Yes.
and then sit up and go, "No, sleep is stupid. Let's go do something, guys."
Yeah.
Okay. So Ben
100%.
might fit the hyperactive kind of restless, fidgety, go,
Yep.
can't,
Yep.
just can't come down. But that's not true of all people with ADHD. Can you give us an example of a different kind?
I don't know, me.
Yeah.
Well,
We're trying to say, what are you, Connor?
You are
What do you do?
fidgety, restless, tappy, but you're
Well, I'll sit
not
in the
what I
same
would.
spot.
You're not what I'd call hyperactive.
No.
No.
I
So
don't feel the need to go and do stuff. Or
Conquer
even,
the
like-
world, obviously.
It's not even a need, I wouldn't think. It's more like a just, you do it. You don't think about it, but no, I'm good sitting
I'd
still
say
somewhere.
you're quite actually you're even more happy to sit on your own, away from others, and just tap by yourself.
Yeah. Just-
solitary tapping. So yeah, this is probably more than the inattentive kind of ADHD, which is where you're off in your own thoughts, you're thinking, you're looking out the window, you're not necessarily paying attention, but you're not go like Ben, who's already looking behind the table.
PowerPoint.
He's like, we've
Sorry,
been
guys.
sitting for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
is
yeah.
the deal?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we ran out of lollies and I just don't know what to do with myself.
There's Maltesers.
Okay,
See?
well,
Put some chips in that bowl. Or
Yeah, we'll
something.
sort it out. See?
have a sugar hit. You'll be right.
Yeah.
Myth number 2,
Sugar.
kids with ADHD can never pay attention.
I can pay attention.
Not true, yeah.
To what?
What I want to.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
That makes me sound super selfish.
No, it's not, but it's a proven fact. People with ADHD are not incapable of paying attention. They can't pay attention to things that don't interest or stimulate them. One of the things I talk to parents about a lot is they'll come in and say, how can my kid have ADHD when they will sit in front of a video game for
Ever. All day. All
hours?
night.
Now,
Yeah.
you, for example, although
I
you're
do.
the most restless person I think I've ever met, how long can you sit in front of a video game?
All day, pretty
all
easily.
day.
But
From the moment you
But
wake
I
up.
will get up.
knock the
Not
table
knock
over.
the table over,
But-
Ben.
But in saying that, like, I'll play a video game all day, but through that time, I'll go do stuff. Like, after time, if I, like, halfway get through a game, I'll sometimes just start doing pull-ups or sit-ups and stuff. Like, all the time, we're talking on Skype, then all of a sudden, where's Ben? I'm just going doing stuff.
He does physical exercise
Sure.
mid-conversation.
How long can you, though, play a video game for without getting up? How long will it keep your mind
Um,
focused?
well, one of the games that I'm playing at the moment, I do 40 minutes. If a whole game
At
can get
least.
40 minutes, but then, like, the next game, I'll really struggle to...
Okay.
Well, what
Yeah,
about
probably.
Poke MMO? Because that's not things that's a consistent.
Oh,
game.
I just go on and off constantly. Like, me and Connor halfway through a conversation, I just stop talking because I'm just not there.
How long could you sit and do schoolwork, though? Homework, an assignment?
If you're
Only a
really
couple of
pushing
minutes
yourself.
tops. Only a couple of minutes tops.
Okay, so you can spend 40 minutes in front of a video game
Yeah.
and a couple of minutes doing...
Homework.
Okay.
Something I'm not interested in.
I remember one of my teachers tried to show us like the study that's the best way to. It was a study on how to study because we
Yeah.
were going into HSC or whatever. And like, oh, you do 5 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break, then you do 10 minutes, and then this break. And it got to the point where you had to do 2 hours with only a 5-minute break. I'm looking around the class going, does everyone else do this? Is this normal? Is that what they?
Well,
2 hours
During your 5-minute break, you would never come back.
No,
So that was a problem.
To shock you even further, I'm the dead opposite of that. If I need to focus on something,
You do it all in one block.
I do it in one block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm going to sit down and do an assignment,
Yep.
I don't have to have the finished product in one block, but I'll procrastinate, and then when I start my assignment, I can sit there and work for 4 or 5 hours straight of just researching and typing in one go without losing focus.
Yeah, so like I'm reading a book at the moment. I'm 30 pages in, and I think it's taken me 6 months.
How do you know what it's about?
I struggle.
That's what he's here.
Wouldn't you have to start again?
No, I just look at the front page, and I kind of get it worked out. I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of what it's about, and then I just go again.
Okay.
Yeah, it absolutely blows my mind that you guys can, because if even when you're interested in something, you get distracted and you don't pay attention to it sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm interested in anything at all, like I can get a book and read the first chapter and go, oh, that was a really good chapter, and then finish the book in one night, because I just stay there and do the same thing consistently. Whereas I've been doing that, I've sat there and been doing something I'm enjoying consistently, and you're constantly, no, come on, let's go do something, let's do this, let's do that. Oh, let's come back to this one. Oh, is that a light over there? What's over there? Is that a roof?
Okay.
What if the roof was the floor? Can we spin around? Just constantly.
100%.
Myth number 3, kids with ADHD primarily have a behaviour problem.
Isn't ADHD the behavior problem?
What do you mean behaviour problem?
Well, then it's a behavioural issue and they choose not to focus, for example. How many reports do you get teacher comments back that say, if you would focus, if you would pay attention?
And just about every report I ever had was, Connor would do better if he talks less in class.
Yeah,
It started with that. Full
I had-
stop.
I had
Just photocopy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had so many of those, like, he has so much potential, blah, 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 but he just doesn't sit still or won't focus, he won't apply himself and all that stuff.
Apply himself.
Apply himself, that is-
I was sick. If you said apply to me, like it didn't, like it could have been a word that even sounded like ply, like 4-ply tissues. I would just start throwing up by the end of school. I'm like, I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
So is this a behaviour problem where you just need to choose to behave or act differently?
No,
Because that's how a lot of people see it.
it's a team effort.
What do you mean a team effort?
If you want me to act differently, then you got to engage me. And
Yeah,
that sounds selfish again, but I guess that goes to the point where it's a disorder. I cannot do it by myself.
I've worked really hard in the last few years to like try to change my patterns a lot. But I've got a lot of goals that I want to do in life. So it's not that I can't do stuff without someone engaging me or keeping me interested. But I find it really hard. Like it's been a good 4 or 5 years, and I'm only just starting to change things now. You know, so like Aiden's known me for years, and I've only made quite little steps since he's met me.
Yeah.
And for me, they're huge goals. And even Aiden sometimes will bring up, man, you have changed so much. And yet it's just, for other people, they go, what are you talking about? You're talking about, so he rocks up on time now, not 30 minutes late.
You
Or
mean
3 hours
You
late.
mean only 15 minutes late?
Yeah.
Like today.
well, and
Rock up on time.
Yeah,
No,
well, we've been
the
working.
reasons that he's late though, most of the time it doesn't bother me when he's late, because the stories he would tell as to why he was late, some of the most interesting stories you'll ever hear in your life.
Yeah, I can
Because
imagine.
it's just a pure insight into the way your mind works. Because you will say in a text 5 minutes before you're supposed to leave, I'm about to get home, I'm going to have a quick shower, change my clothes, and then I'll be out the door. No worries. I'm like, okay, simple. For me, that would mean I'm going to have a quick shower, change my clothes, and be out the door. For you, that means, but then I walked into the door, and I saw some hair, and I thought it was a cat's, but I don't own a cat, so I looked for a cat. We don't own a cat, so I didn't find a cat. And then I saw my pull-up bar, so I did some pull-ups, and then thought, maybe I should go to the gym, and change into gym clothes, then remembered I was supposed to be going out with you. So then I went to have a shower, and then I thought, but I'm sorry for doing pull-ups, so I should have a good long shower, instead of a quick one.
And then about the cat again, so then I go on YouTube researching cats. And then my mum gets involved.
And I'll come to pick him up, and he'll have, like, he'll be dressed half in gym clothes, half wet from a shower, sitting on YouTube, looking up cats, and I'll open the door and be like, I thought you said you were ready. And you look up and go, why are you here?
Yep. Well, that just kind of proves the point. This is not a behavioural issue, and it clearly in the last decade we've got heaps of information that says it's a brain-based difference. The ADHD brain is wired up differently.
How?
Well, to put it simply, it's parts of the brain, particularly at the front of the brain, which is unique to us humans. Well, apes and dolphins to a degree, but it's pretty unique, this frontal lobe to humans.
Yep.
And some other areas are literally understimulated and underconnected. This is one of the real, confusions. Why on earth do people medicate ADHD with a stimulant?
What, like
Why would you give a hyperactive person like Ben a stimulant?
What, you mean like the frontal lobe isn't connected to the rest of the brain quite as well?
Not as well, absolutely. It is not as connected as well, doesn't talk backwards as well. And the frontal lobe's job, part of its job, is to be the big brother of the brain. So it says, not yet, wait your turn, in a minute, ask first. And all of those processes for people with ADHD are often really difficult because they're not as well stimulated. And you give them stimulant medication, for example, and in many cases that can improve it.
Is the fact that it's that prefrontal lobe, does that mean that the hyperactivity and the impulse control is that why it can be often related to inappropriate behaviors?
Well, I mean, the way I like to explain that side of it.
I'm trying my best.
Me and Ben just gun dies and we're like, we're bored again.
I'm sorry, just because I know
Is that mic on?
You will, yes. You will.
Okay, just
There's
sorry.
a little red light on the other side.
Yeah, sorry, boss. I'm
Okay.
sorry. All right, this is
You'll like
interesting.
this bit, Ben.
Yeah. I'm sure.
The reason this happens is because the animal brain, the part that's in the back that we all
best
have,
part.
the pure animal brain. How does the animal brain work? If you like it, take it.
Yep.
If it's attractive, bonk it.
Yep.
If you're hungry, kill it and eat it. Do you say, can I have a turn? Do you say, would you like to go first to another lion?
No.
No. If you want it, you take it and you do it.
Yeah, that's
that's
right.
what your brain's meant to do from an animal point of view. We have this frontal lobe that says, hang on, ask first, use your manners in a minute when the teacher's not
We're
talking.
humans. Yeah.
For many people, that part of the brain isn't activated as well, and so you tend to be just so much more impulsive.
Yep.
And you do things that occur to you in the moment, even if they're not necessarily the best decision.
Okay, I've got another question which is going to bore you two again, but I'm really sorry. I have another genuine question.
Okay,
Yes.
quick.
Quick.
I wanted to say something as well.
Okay,
you say something
You
while
go
you
first.
remember.
You entertain yourself first.
Right. Hang on, mate.
With your mouth full of Maltesers.
They're good Maltesers. No.
You remember now?
Yeah. No,
You can do it.
Yeah. I got it. So like, I'm gone. I'm sorry. Come back to me. It'll come back.
So I don't own a cat, right?
No, it'll come back to me. You tell your story, and I'm sure.
Okay,
I'll think of it.
The bottom line is your brain is understimulated
The bottom line.
in the bits that make you behave in a socially acceptable way.
In
So-
a humanly, socially accepted way. Put me in a tree with some monkeys, I'll be Asian.
Well, absolutely. In
Yeah.
fact, it would work very well in the animal kingdom.
Yep.
Which leads me to myth number 4, that kids grow out of ADHD. Do you guys feel like you've just grown out of the things you struggled with in high school because you passed 18?
I
No,
just think
definitely not.
I face half of them less.
Well, have you? Because you have some ADHD traits and
Yeah,
things
definitely. I think as you mature and get older, part of what you can do is learn new skills, and you can come up with skills and strategies.
Yeah, I think that's
and
what I'm doing
you
now.
just do things differently to cope, because if you don't, you just don't cope.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point for me. I've had to grow up pretty quick in the last few years, and I think that's learning new things, learning new coping mechanisms and stuff like that.
What? For me, I'm a list keeper. If I don't write lists, if I don't have to-do sheets, if I don't have you should see my phone. I've got an alarm for about 5 different things a day.
Yep.
Because if I don't, I'm just not going to think of them.
Yep. So like for me, I don't do this all the time, but I actually try to meditate. Which I always thought was silly and stupid and stuff
Not
like
at all.
that.
Yep.
About 12 months, probably a bit over 12 months ago, a couple of times a month or so, I'll just sit down in a room and I'll just try to be quiet for 5-10 minutes and just try to go blank, because it's one of the things I really struggle with. Because I'm never blank, I'm always thinking about 100 things. So
Exactly.
for me to go blank, I put that as an achievement. Also, like I just try to do memory things. Like I used to, I'm really, really forgetful. So I try to play little memory games with myself and whatnot. That really helps with sometimes. And also when people like Aiden, he brings up things all the time. He goes, "Oh, you haven't done this right, blah blah," and then I just work on. I'm like, how can I make that better? How can I make this more efficient?
One thing that I find that helped me was to put 2 things necessary on one task. So I always lose my phone. That's like the big one. I have so many phones I can't even think about it. So I used to think, everyone would tell me, put it in the same place. When you get home, put it in the same place. Never was the thing.
Like muscle memory.
I would put it in the same place, or at least I think I would, turn around and it's gone. Like,
Yep.
just wherever it ended up.
Yep.
Like, I've gotten to the point where I lost the phone, bought a new one, and then found the old phone, but it was 3 phones ago. Like, it was 3 phones ago, because I just lost that
I
many.
believe that. Yeah.
You've had like 3 or 4 phones at any given time because you've lost them and then found them again, whilst you've had newer phones bought.
Yeah. So, I started putting it in the same place, but it only ended up showing up there every time when I started using my phone as an alarm. So I had to put it in the same place so it could wake me up, and then I could find it.
Yep.
So if I had 2 things on it, then my brain would eventually like think of one.
Oh,
Sure.
oh yeah, yeah. And
kinda like
ano-
laying down.
Did
another-
you just think of the thing that you'd forgotten?
No,
before?
no, it's long gone. That's
That's
long gone.
it's with the cat.
yeah.
That's not coming back.
Yeah, that was gone. I was thinking about it and no, just didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, so another thing that I've really done is whenever like I get disinterested or something and I feel like I just don't want to do something but it has to be done. I know it has to be done. I just focus on so much the goal that I'm looking for, and so I'm not so fixated on what I'm doing right now.
It's the return.
It's the return, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so like it's not that I want to go to work and make some money. It's that I want that house or I want the car. I want to take out the girl or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, and if I'm going a bit slow at work and stuff, it's not that I want to pick up work to do more work. It's that I want to get back and do something. I want to hang out with Aiden. I want to play games or
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
So like I focus on that point, even though I'm not focused on what I'm actually doing. It helps me to get through what I'm doing.
100%.
And like it doesn't stop me from doing my job or like the things that I'm doing. I still do them at a good quality. It's just that I'm also thinking about like I'm just focusing on that one thing instead of 100 things.
Yeah.
That's
Because like if say there's all things going on in my head, I just think of this one playing with that one, So
Definitely.
Well, are
Yeah.
reward-based treatments used a lot for ADHD?
Well, they are, but it's really hard to find a reward that's truly rewarding because most parents and teachers come up with rewards that they think are rewarding, and it often doesn't hit the ADHD brain at all.
it has to be super short term or super long term. That's what I find. It can't be like this mid thing. They go, oh well, in 3 months you'll have a test. I'm like, I'm not thinking about 3 months.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about when I'm 60 in a mansion and or 10 minutes from now when I get to go to lunch.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one or the other.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no middle ground.
So that leads me to myth number 5, which you guys have described really well, which is medication is the only effective treatment for ADHD.
I laughed earlier on when he mentioned meditation. I looked at the slide,
Yeah.
and I thought, like, as soon as you said meditation's actually a thing, and then it was meditation is the only effective treatment for ADHD. But I misread it.
way.
No, that
No,
is
it's medication. Yeah, I misread
Oh, I would have been like, yes, I am Superman.
Yeah, that's all right.
it. No, yeah, that's
Well, a
why.
lot of people-
That's why I laughed earlier on.
A lot of people would say, and a lot of people in the medical community would say medication, stimulant medication, and now a couple of others as well, is the only effective treatment for ADHD. But you guys have both just described a host of alternatives that are working well for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been medicated, Ben?
No.
I hate it.
I went to well, my mother took me to a doctor's or psychologist or whatever, and they tried to say that I had ADHD or whatever.
Yep.
And my mum was very much, no, he's fine. You're not putting my son on drugs, blah blah. And then
Absolutely.
that was the end of that.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I've never been on drugs ever.
And yet you've come up with strategies like meditation, or we could call it mindfulness, is
Yep.
a term we sometimes use, and you described it so well. Just being still, being quiet, and letting myself be in that zone instead of always go.
Yeah.
You talked about using other strategies, keeping yourself organized, using your phone, that kind of thing. Connor, you talked about trying to do 2 or 3 things in one
Yeah.
instead of having everything spread out and disorganized.
Yeah.
But you've also been medicated.
I didn't like the medication
Why not?
because
It wasn't you.
exactly 100%. If it changes the way you think, like it changes the way you act.
Yeah, that's right.
100%. If I'm like just in every way, music was less interesting. My video games were less interesting.
Yep.
My sport was less interesting. Like everything just became super dull to me because I felt like I could only do one thing at a time.
Yeah, when I know, like a lot of times growing up, when I'd get sick, or even now when I get sick, my mother would always try to give me Panadol and stuff. I'd never take anything because I just felt like it changed me a little bit.
Yep.
Also, Aiden knows this. I almost never drink simply because I feel different. I'm just not me, and I hate the fact
And
that I
it's
can't
that
be
phrase, it's that feeling different, not feeling like me.
Yeah.
That I often hear, particularly once young people get to high school in particular, because I think when kids are medicated younger, you're used to it in a sense, or you don't really know what the difference is. But there comes a point often with high school where they're just going, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't feel like myself.
Your jokes and stuff become different because I feel like I'm a jump on opportunity. I don't do punchlines or any of that stuff. But if someone says something funny, I'll pick up on it and I'll say it. On the medication, never happens.
Yep.
Not once, because my brain is not in the part where I'm able to just jump from one thing like butterfly and then turn that into a joke.
Yep.
Because A butterfly is a butterfly on the medication.
Okay.
Along that line,
Yep.
just really quickly, is there a difference then there between medication versus therapy in terms of staying who you are?
Look, there is a real role for medication because this is a brain-based condition for many people. That has to be carefully sorted out with an evidence-based diagnosis. And a lot of young people don't get that. They may be medicated quite quickly without a lot of information being gathered. So I think if that's done carefully, medication can have a role. But as you get older, this is something that you need to learn to manage and to manage as effectively as you can. And you guys are great examples of finding ways to do that. Benny, you all right?
Oh, I was just trying to.
Is there a shiny light that you're...
No, I was just trying to count it. But anyway, sorry, continue. I'm
All right, let me
engaged.
show you a couple of quotes that I like and get your reaction to it, and then we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, sweet. That sounds good.
We got another little bit of video to
And a
watch
little
as
bit
well,
of
so
video
that'll
footage at the end.
should help you.
Quick. Let's go.
Let's go. All right,
Let's
let's
do
go.
it.
Your
Let's just do
secrets are safe with me because there is good chance that I wasn't listening.
100%. We just saw that.
He
when
was
I
not listening just then.
Yeah,
I,
well-
I read it before he said it, and then I didn't.
So you've both already zoned completely out of that.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about walking a mile in my shoes. Just try being in my head for a day. Do you think that would be a shock to most people?
Yeah, I don't think anyone like.
Well, I don't know what most people think like though.
You must have an idea, though. You can compare yourself to what you see around you.
Like, you've seen me sit down and not come out of my room doing an assignment for like a couple of hours straight.
Yeah, and then I end up in your room bored because there's no one to hang out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start
So
bothering you.
like, I try to work out how to be like you. It just
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
doesn't happen. So I couldn't imagine how you'd feel to be like me. So
Well, this reminds me a little bit of you. I may be wrong. I wish I could sleep, but my stupid ADHD kicks in, and well, basically, 1 sheep, 2 sheep, cow, turtle, duck. Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yep.
Hey, Macarena. It's just that thought process that bounces from one to the next.
yeah,
to
before
this
you
to
even
that.
solve a problem, you're already on to the next one, and
Yeah.
you just it's just nuts.
Yeah.
It's just doesn't finish.
All right, you're batting 3 out of 3.
Yeah. Well, I'm a good batter.
I want to.
Yes.
I want to leave people with the thought that ADHD is not. I don't like the word disorder. ADHD is in many ways a different brain wiring, a different way of thinking, and it is not necessarily a disorder or a deficit. It can make people really skilled, really passionate, really empowered.
Yeah.
And a couple of people on the screen who are doing pretty well with a lifetime of ADHD. Who are they?
I don't know.
You
I
don't
was
even
trying
know
to.
who that is.
I was trying to read, and it just
It's a
it just
swimmer
didn't
and a guy
happen.
with a jacket.
Michael Phelps?
The
Is that
lead
Michael
singer
Phelps?
of Maroon 5.
Is that Michael Phelps?
Oh, is that him?
You don't
I
know
was
who more than
right.
he is?
I was right.
Wait,
It's Michael
he's
Phelps.
fake.
It's
Yeah.
Michael Phelps.
Listen
It's
to
Michael Phelps who
Boom! I know who that is.
was told he'd amount to nothing in school because he couldn't pay attention and his reports sounded like yours. 18 gold medals at the Olympics weren't too bad an outcome.
For America.
Adam Levine, who is the lead singer of Maroon 5 and a very committed person in the music industry, they're just little examples of so many people.
Sorry.
Yes, that's right. Who do well,
Yeah.
even with ADHD.